Hi guys, and welcome to another pattern drafting tutorial from Siska Stitches. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to make a cape sleeve from your basic sleeve pattern. If you're new to my channel, I say welcome. If you're an old subscriber, I say welcome back. Do click the subscribe button if you've not done so, and also click the notification bell so you get notified whenever Siska Stitches post new videos. And now we can begin. So guys, I have drafted this sleeve pattern in a previous video. I'm going to link that up in the description box. For the purpose of this tutorial, we are going to be tracing out the sleeve curve. So what I'm going to do is get my pattern master, and that is what we are going to be using to trace out the sleeve curve. You can go ahead and use do this by freehand. You can do a combination of both freehand and your pattern master. That is up to you. So whichever you decide, just go ahead and ensure that you trace out your sleeve curve. So guys, we have our back portion of the sleeve curve divided into 3 from the diagonal line. So we have the first 1/3, we have the midpoint, and then the last 1/3, which is actually divided into 2. So what I'm going to do is get my ruler and mark that point, the last 1/3. I'm going to mark it from the diagonal line and ensure that it touches our new pattern paper underneath. Then I'm going to go ahead and use freehand to trace out our sleeve curve, as you can see. So whatever I'm tracing here is inclusive of the seam allowance, so I may not need to add seam allowance to this later on. So guys, I'm done tracing this out. We have the front, we have the back. Like I explained, the back part is divided into 3 from the diagonal line. The front is divided into 4. The diagonal line there is divided equally into 4. So I'm just going to mark out the first half from the diagonal line there and ensure that it touches our pattern paper, new pattern paper. And then I go ahead and mark the other parts. If you want to understand these markings, please watch my sleeve pattern tutorial. I'll go ahead and also mark the midline of the sleeve, mark the end of the sleeve as well. I'll do the same thing for the back portion of the sleeve. Then I also mark the midline at the bottom because we're going to be drawing a straight line on our new pattern paper. And then also I marked out the bottom of the sleeve because of course your sleeve must have an end, so I just marked that out. So what I'm going to do next is now join our midline from top to bottom, and then I'll explain to you what we're going to do next. So for our cape sleeve, we want the back to be longer than the front. So I'm just going to go ahead and label this B for back and then F for front, so that we know where we are working with or what we're working with. We divided our sleeve, the front part, into 4, so we labeled our 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for the back, I'll label that 1, 2, and 3, even though we divided the last 1/3 into 2, as you can see. So once we have this now, we can go ahead and figure out how we want to get the cape. We have our back slope, we have our front slope for the sleeve head or the sleeve cap. So guys, we want the back to be longer than the front, or the front to be shorter than the back. You can make your sleeve at the front, the sleeve cap at the front end right there. That's the midpoint there in between 2 and 3. Or what you can do is now divide 3 into 3 again. So what I'm going to do is measure what 3 is, and I have about 2.25 inches. So I don't want to use a calculator to divide that and then approximate. So what I did was to fold my tape rule into 3 on that measurement. So that is exactly what I did, and I just placed it right there on 3 and then marked the first part. So that is where we want the front sleeve slope to end for the cape sleeve. And then for the back, what I'm going to do is measure from these 2 points. I'm going to divide that into 2. So what I have there is 1.5, and 1.5 divided by 2 is 0.75. So I'm just going to, mark 0.75, and that's where we want the back slope of our sleeve cap to end. For our normal sleeve, pencil sleeve, we have a total of 9 inches across. That's 4.5 inches on both sides. So that is the circumference of my wrist. But this is a cape sleeve that is not going to be enclosed. So we want to have a little bit of flare. So what I'm going to do now is mark 10 inches on both sides, and this is inclusive of seam allowance. So I'm going to put 10 right in the middle and then mark 10 inches on both sides. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit of flare, and the sleeve is going to be open, and like I said, it is inclusive of seam allowance. After marking, I'm going to get my straight ruler and then join the points. So right there is where the back sleeve curve will end, and right here is where the front part will end. So I'll get my ruler and then join from each of those points all the way down to the 10-inch at the base from the midline. I do it at this point, and then I also repeat the same thing for the front part of the sleeve. And there you have it, guys. This is our cape sleeve at the end of the day. So what I'm going to do next now is to go ahead and cut out our sleeve pattern, and like I explained, this is inclusive of seam allowance, so there is no need adding seam allowances to this. But if you're doing this without seam allowance, please go ahead and add your seam allowances before cutting out your sleeve pattern. So I'll just go ahead and cut out my pattern, and then after cutting this out, I'll show you guys how this looks on a mannequin. So guys, we are done cutting. I'm going to place this on the mannequin and show you guys how it looks. Right here is the back, right there is the front. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you guys for all the love on my channel, on my videos. And I'm going to see you guys in my next tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Bye.